Chefanie is here to make us a tiramisu with Barbera wine, and I'm so excited. So, Chefanie, we left you last year. You went off to Italy in December where you were studying the art of gelato. How was it?
I mean, Tracy, it was, I think, a chef's dream, but everybody's dream. I ate and made gelato every single day. So I was a happy camper.
Sounds like it was horrible. I mean, I wish you took me with you. Okay, so we're going to be making an incredible recipe right now, and this is what you need for the recipe. Take a look at this, and you can gather these ingredients. All right, Chefanie, where do we start?
Okay, so we're going to start with the sponge cake. Now, in the north of Italy, in Piedmonte, where I stayed, the sponge cake is something that they use in tiramisu instead of the traditional ladyfingers. So I've given you guys a great gluten-free sponge cake that's available on the Cityline website. Or you can just go to your local grocery store and pick up any sponge cake that you see. And then from there, we're going to make the traditional coffee soak with that wine twist. Okay, so I have 1.25 cups of brewed hot espresso, and I've added 2 tablespoons of cane sugar just to sweeten it up a little bit. And then this is where we add our wine. I will chat more about the wine later and give you all the deets, but for now, we're adding 1/2 cup of Barbera wine. And we're going to just stir that in. Okay. And then that's our coffee soak. If you're somebody that doesn't like, boozy desserts, you can decrease this to 1/4 or to 1/3 cup, but I wouldn't really go any less than that. Okay. So we'll set that aside. Now,
okay. I see your kitchen stand mixer, which is your best friend and your buddy, and is always with you for your recipes. What are we going to mix today?
Absolutely. So I've already gone ahead and added 11 ounces of mascarpone to this. And I've also added 1.25 cups worth of whipping cream. Okay. And we're just going to mix it a little bit until it gets to about a firm peak. Okay. To this, I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla, pinch of salt as always, and then 1/4 cup of cane sugar. Of course, we know we do need to sweeten this up a little bit. And then we get this over to our mixer. If you're going to use a hand mixer, you're going to be here for a while. So I do suggest that you use the stand mixer. In this case, don't shoot the messenger. All right, here we go. And we're good. So traditionally, Tracy, you actually make tiramisu with the zabaione. So it's got eggs added to it. Why I like doing this version is because the sponge cake adds enough richness, so we don't even actually have to go ahead and add egg. So the whipping cream and mascarpone is essentially enough, okay? So now we can assemble our tiramisu. So you need to get at home either an 8-inch or a 9-inch dessert pan. I'm at home, so I've got all the fancy things. So I'm going to go ahead and use this guy. And we're going to soak our sponge cake, okay?
And first of all, I just want to eat those sponge cake bricks like, I don't know, like carrots. I just want to shove them in my mouth like mini carrots. They look so good. How long do you soak them for?
If you soak it too long, you'll notice it's going to fall apart. That's gluten-free or not. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just doing like 1/2 second on each side, and that's enough. You do not want to bite into tiramisu and just have like dry cake. Nobody wants that. Okay, so 1 layer done. I'm going to take 1/2 of our mascarpone, and we're going to slap it in there. And I'm just going to use a little offset spatula to make it even.
Nice.
And I think now you might be wondering, why am I using this wine?
Yeah, I want to know about the wine. I want to know how it tastes. I want to know why it's good for this recipe.
In the region of Piedmonte of Italy, which is where I've spent a lot of my time either training and or working, Barbera wine is enjoyed by the glass. It's enjoyed in savory dishes, and it's something that they actually use to bake with a lot and apply to desserts such as this. Primarily, it has notes of cherry. It has notes of dried strawberry, plum, anise, vanilla, which in theory are all things that go really well with espresso and chocolate. So as odd as it may seem, it goes really well with this classical Northern Italian dessert.
Right.
Okay, so as you can see, I've done 2 layers of our ladyfingers and 2 layers of our mascarpone cream. Now we can top it off.
Okay, what are we putting on top?
Okay, so first, classic. You gotta add the cocoa powder, okay? So I'm gonna do a little dusting here. I've got some cocoa powder ready to go. And you wanna make sure that it's fairly covered all the way around. And then I like to top it off with a little bit of grated chocolate. So you could use dark chocolate or milk chocolate. It really doesn't matter. And then we're just going to give a heavy grating over top. Now, my suggestion is prep this the day before. Tiramisu is better when it sits overnight. If you're in a pinch, as you can see, I mean, if you already have the sponge cake, it's fairly quick to put together. At least 1 to 2 hours in the fridge. This is something that should be served chilled with a nice espresso. And I do just want to add one point. This is the version for people who maybe are afraid to try it with all wine. In Piemonte, they will make this without coffee or espresso. It'll just be wine. I love it. I'm a bit biased because I love a boozy dessert. So this is a happy medium. But if you wanted to try, take out the espresso and go for it all wine.
I'll take it any way I can get it. Chefanie, you've combined all my favorite things. There's wine, there's chocolate, there's espresso. Sold. For the full recipe, very good job.
Yes.
For the full recipe, head over to cityline.tv.